Malhotra is usually the last one onto the ice.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. He's always the last guy.
Okay.
And if you notice too, like after we skate out and before the anthem, he's always the last guy standing at the door because he wants to make sure everyone's on the bench before he gets on.
Oh, okay. And you also said that Danny and Henrik Sedin and Malhotra will wait until the very end to get into their gear before warm-ups, like 5 or 10 minutes before getting into their gear. Is that still the case?
Yes. Yeah, they're usually, I'd say the last ones to get dressed for sure. Yeah, they wait till the last minute. Still like that.
Now, one of the quirkier things you mentioned was, is it Yannick Hansen?
Uh-huh.
He wears the same green socks, and they look like dress socks every game, and still wears the same jock from his Pee Wee hockey days.
He still has a jock, but I think he got new socks finally. A lot of the guys switching to those ones where you can't get cut in the back there. Like protectors. So I think he finally switched his socks out. They're not the greenish ones. They're different. So yeah, that one's gone.
Okay, so that one's no longer into. Okay, and you said Alex Edler is known as the clock guy, and he alerts everyone when it's time to take the ice for warm-ups and coming out after intermissions.
Yes, before the game and after periods. For periods, he's the one who tells us when we're going.
And does he still use the line, "Here we go"?
Yes, he says, "Here we go, boys."
Here we go, boys. Okay.
In a Swedish accent.
You always so this. I don't know if this one's still intact, but last year, Ryan Kessler would always say with a smile, "Good habits start in warm-ups before every game."
He hasn't said that much as this year. I don't know if he's going to bring it back for the playoffs, but he hasn't said that as much.
So does he? Okay, so he doesn't have that line anymore.
No, I haven't heard it in a little while.
Okay, because you mentioned he said it once and the guys chirped him about it, so it became a thing all last season. But
yeah, exactly. No, I don't think he does that anymore.
All right, now the three things that you revealed last year in this conversation with me around the playoffs were you always have an iced coffee before you start.
Yep. Absolutely. And now it's pretty much every game day, regardless if I'm playing or not.
Okay, and you said that Luongo also drinks coffee as well?
Yeah, he's a big coffee guy. A lot of the guys drink a lot of coffee game days.
To get them. So how come you guys will go coffee and not Red Bull? Like, they both give you kind of the same jump, no?
Some guys will do Red Bull. I personally just don't like the taste of Red Bull. I think it's disgusting, so I'll stick with the coffee.
Oh, man, Red Bull and...
I love Red Bull.
Red Bull and Grey Goose, dude, it's just, it's magical.
Yeah, it's like poison. It's like not natural.
Oh, well, no, it's not natural, but, like, neither is alcohol.
True. Yeah. No, I just stick with the coffee.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, the ingredients in alcohol are natural, but putting it all together. But anyway, you mentioned that you used to toss 3 squash balls against the wall to sharpen your reflexes and work on your hand-eye coordination as part of your pregame routine. And sometimes you would juggle them, and then some of your teammates would watch in sort of curiosity as to how you're warming up and looking at this strange exercise. Do you still do that?
I absolutely still do that, and I think I'm like getting a strained rotator cuff because I used to play baseball, so I got a good arm, but now I don't throw anymore. But I'll just sit there and whip these balls for like 5 minutes, and my arm will just kill me afterwards. So I gotta do some sort of like band stretching routine like the pitchers do.
Yeah, dude, can you stop doing that, please?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, like what the frig? Like, listen, we are in Toronto, and although I'm not a Maple Leafs fan, people want to see you in the blue and white here, okay? So just make sure that rotator cuff is 100%, all right?
Okay, I will. I'll make sure it's sharp.
And the last thing you told me was that you listened to the song "The Streets Have No Name," which they also play in the arena, like a theme song for the Canucks.
Yep.
You listen to that in your headphones while you're busy visualizing as part of your pregame routine. Is that still the song that you listen to before games?
Yes, it is. I have a playlist that I'll listen to while warming up, and that sort of changes from year to year. But that last song has stayed the same for quite a while now.
So what else is on the playlist?
It kind of depends on what I've picked up. I mean, heavier stuff like Linkin Park and Disturbed or 3 Days Grace, stuff like that.
So you're like you veer more on the side of like you're a rock guy.
Yeah, definitely more of a rock guy.
Do you have like the Black Keys in there?
I don't. You know what? I actually I pretty much stopped collecting new music like 2 years ago because I just don't listen to radio a whole lot. So I really need to like update my library.
Wait a second, you stopped.
My girlfriend helps me do that for me. She gets all the new music for me.
Yeah, but isn't she into like? Is she also like into rock or is like?
Yeah, no. I mean, she's obviously more into hip hop and rap and stuff, but she picks out some good rock songs. She knows what she's looking for.
Yeah, you can't have Katy Perry blaring before.
No, don't worry.
She's not into that kind of stuff, Rihanna and that kind of thing.
I mean, she is, but not as much.
You said your girl's into hip hop and rap?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm giving her a pump fist in the studio.
Okay, nice.
I'm just giving her some props.
Jay-Z, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
nice. Hey, I guess you guys didn't get to see the Watchathon concert, did you?
We did. We got home the last day. They did back-to-back shows in Vancouver and the tour, so we saw the last show of the tour.
That's when they played Paris like 11 times.
Yeah,
11 times in a row. Again. They kept doing it again.
Were you there? You at the show?
Oh yeah, there were probably like 5 or 6 of the guys in some days, so it was great.
Did you get to meet them, the artists?
No, we didn't. We were hoping to, but I think last night of the tour they were either out of there or they were doing something else.
Oh man. So okay, so other than so they're like that was you gave me you gave us like 8 or 9 different little nuggets about what happens in the room. What else happens in the room things that pop to mind?
Geez, 8 or 9 is not enough. No, just kidding.
Well, dude, it's 2012. You get update the list. You got some different guys in there, and I'm sure because hockey players are so superstitious, maybe they'll want to change things up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I think certain guys, like Max Lapierre, always taps my pads before every period. He'll come by and tap each pad once, just like a little tap.
All right.
I think mostly me, because I'm sure other guys. I mean, if you notice in warm up, I don't know if anyone's ever watched a warm up closely, but guys have the same things almost every time. I mean, before the half moon drill, the last really do. Kevin, Alex Burrows, and Yannick Hansen will pass the puck the exact same way to each other all around, and then Kevin will kick it to Burr, and Burr does the passing for that drill.
That's pretty cool.
It's little things. If you paid attention for more than one game, you'd probably notice a lot of things come up.
I don't even know if I've seen one of your games this year, dude.
Well, there you go.
We went to one.
Oh yeah, we did go to one.
went to one in Vancouver.
You guys played Minnesota. But
Oh yeah,
wait,
that's right.
We played the Wild.
Wait, but
Okay.
I think you got. Did they win that game? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore either.
Yeah, it's 82 games. I mean, it's hard to remember.
We just played 2 games. I don't think I remember a single one of them.
But dude, you have a great record. Like I think you were. I just looked at it today. You're like 20-8 or something in the.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Yeah, it was a good year. The boys help. Score goals. That helps. So that always makes your record look good. But no, it was another good year. I was pretty happy with it.
Dude, so how do you know when it's your how do you know when you're going to play the next game?
Usually just coach give me a heads up the day before and say you're going tomorrow.
And just that's it. You're going tomorrow.
That's it. Yep, you're going tomorrow.
So then, and you just say you rip off 2, 3, 4 games in a row. You're feeling nice. Do you just when you're feeling confident? Do you go to find the coach to hear that, or you just wait till he comes by?
No, you got to just kind of wait. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes he sort of loops towards you during practice and then turns around and skates away, and you think it's coming, and it's like, no, it goes the other way.
You get that tease.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you'll just be skating around and you hear somebody behind you say, "You're in tomorrow, son," and you kind of look around like, "Who was that?" So he's very sneaky like that, but he'll usually let you know.
One thing that on this podcast we also have Chris Versteeg, and we were talking about the referee, one thing I find interesting, and this is some perspective that the fans would never see or never know, is how you guys communicate and deal with the referees, like your conversation, your chatter with the referees. Now, are you a guy that obviously you're probably friendly and do you know all the referees' names, and how do you go about trying to befriend them so that you can kind of have them on your side?
Yeah, that's something I'm not as well versed at, just because as a goalie you don't really deal with the refs a whole lot. I'm more in tune with the linesmen, just because they're always the ones coming to get the puck from me after the whistles.
Okay.
So I know a lot of the lineys' names, and when I'm on the bench, the linesmen are along the boards and they're at the bench more often getting water, so you can kind of yuck it up with them. The refs stay by themselves over on the scorer's box, but I'll try to communicate with the refs about guys in my crease, or if something was close, or if I got bumped and if it just goes wide, and they'll say, hey, I would have called that off, or I would have waved it off if it went in. So you got to have, as a goalie, you can't really piss the refs off. It's hard to do that.
Yeah, of course.
And there's really not a whole lot with me to involve with them, but it's always good to have a good line of communication, just so you're on the same page.
Yeah, because lineys don't really have a lot of juice. So the good relationship with linesmen is awesome, but it's they can't really do much for you.
Yeah, but the centers really got to grease up the linesmen, just so that way they're not getting kicked out of draws all the time, and they're not getting screwed on placing the sticks and all that.
Wait.
Close offsides, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Corey, you said the centers have to grease up the linesmen?
Yeah.
Or the refs? What do you mean? What do you mean grease them? Be nice to them, or actually give them grease?
No. Just be
they're nightclub bouncers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Be a good guy to them. Butter them up a little bit.
Who have you seen as the best at talking to either the linesmen or the referees? The guy who's the politician on the team.
Manny Malhotra for sure. He every linesman in the league loves him, and with good reason. He's a good guy, and he speaks well, and he's very fair, and he doesn't ever lose his temper. So I think that's part of the reason why he's a 58% face-off guy.
And on the flip side, who would be the worst? Who do you see just abuse them? Because you hear it on 24/7. The way that NHL players talk to the refs is pretty hard.
Yeah, a lot of guys give him a lot of grief. We're pretty good at not, I mean, we'll complain about calls like anybody will, but we tend to let it go. Some guys just stay on the whole game, but Cass is a pretty competitive guy, and he really wants to win. So if something doesn't go his way where he felt he should have gotten the benefit of the doubt, he'll let them know, but he's not overly insulting or anything like that.
Oh, I thought
just a little prickly.
Prickly. That's a very good term. I thought you were gonna say he's not overtly respectful, and he's just
no, he's respectful.
Super harsh.
You always see him. He might snap once, but then he'll go back and talk to him again, and just talk to him in a calm manner, and they'll figure it out together.
When you're in practice, who's the guy that messes with you the most? Like, there's always those guys that just shoot extra pucks on you, and they're trying to want to score when you're not paying attention. Who's the guy that messes with you the most?
I'd say either Mason Raymond or Yannick Hansen. Yannick Hansen's a pain in the ass in practice. He's he gets under guys' skin in practice, not just the game. So he's always just yapping and saying something. So
he's got to practice his skill. Stop. That's what he does. That's what practice is for.
You think he wouldn't do it his own team?
But I guess that's like you practice at home and then you take it out to the real world. That's pretty funny that you're just like a pest to you guys.
He is, and I get a connection whenever we go to home and road, so I got to deal with him all the time.
So, okay, we'll get you out of here on this to borrow a line from Tony Kornheiser. As far as like, where you're going to be next. Okay, actually, one thing, because people are going to. So, just for the record, the Twitter beef with Milan Lucic's girlfriend and your girl was real.
Yeah.
That actually happened, and it wasn't an April Fool's Day joke like I thought.
No.
Wow. Okay. So that's and we could leave that there, and as far as like your employment, your future employment, would you I know you're gonna stay out on the West Coast. Or you're gonna come see some dudes over here on the East Coast.
If I knew, I wish I'd tell you if I knew, but I think the guys upstairs making more money than I am make those decisions. So I kind of leave it up to them. So I like it here. I love having the chance to start the playoffs right now and possibly get into the Cup again. But anything after that is anyone's guess, and not even I know at this point. So I think you'll have to talk to Big Mike Gillis if you want that answer.
Dude, you really are a politician. Cory,
very diplomatic.
Yeah, you can dance your way around anything, dude. That skill must come in handy when just dealing with people like teammates or your bosses, or even in your relationship, just like being able to just talk people down or just talk around stuff. That's very nice, dude.
Yeah, it's coming quite in handy. I'll give you that much.
Were you ever you did like challenge teachers and be like a debater? Not in a debate
really
sense,
shy.
but
I was a pretty shy guy growing up. I was really reserved and quiet and didn't say a whole lot. Less around my friends, but I think ever since I've kind of gotten to college and opened up a little bit, matured a little more. You started being more outgoing.
You got your Matt Damon on.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
You got your good Corey Hunter.
Swagger.
Yeah, how you like them apples?
Yeah, I like them apples, exactly.
Hey man, it was awesome having you on the podcast.
Thanks,
Great,
guys.
Thank you for your perspective, and obviously Justin and I wish that you have a very successful playoff run. And if you happen to be in Toronto in August, you know where you need to be.
I know where to hit you up.
Yeah, and if